What if you could shoot, preview, and print your photos all with one sleek device? Meet the Instax Wide Evo. The Instax Wide Evo is a hybrid instant camera, a smartphone printer that combines digital flexibility with the analog print charm. Released early in 2025, it's Fujifilm's first instant camera using the wide format print in a hybrid design, offering twice as wide prints. So kicking us off with the specs, it's a modern design that is available with a black and a gray finish that weighs 490 grams with no film or memory, and it measures 139 by 125 by 35 millimeters, much slimmer than most other analog models. The sensor in this device is a 1/3-inch CMOS sensor offering up to 4608 by 3456 pixels with the wide angle on, or it offers you a resolution of 2560 by 1920. The lens itself is a fixed focus 16mm lens with the f2.4, which is a 35mm equivalent, and it is the widest ever Instax. So because it is a hybrid, you have a 3.5-inch LCD preview screen. Unfortunately, because you have the preview screen, there's no optical viewfinder. In terms of storage, there is some internal memory in this device that can store up to 45 images, and it is expandable by micro SD card, which does roughly 280 images per gig with the wide mode on. The battery is a rechargeable battery, thankfully, so there's no need to scramble around for AA batteries or anything like that with this device. And the battery itself is a built-in lithium-ion rechargeable battery that prints up to 100 images per charge, and you can charge it by Type-C, which takes roughly 2 to 3 hours. In terms of the device itself, right, you have 10 lens effects on the device and a further 10 film effects, which equal up to 100 different creative combinations, each controlled by either side of a dial. And then on top of that, you have 5 film styles built into the device as well. And those film styles include things like cinematic bars, film strips, date or timestamps, as well as a contact sheet, as well as vintage collodion. The device also has flash shooting. So it has TTL auto with options for auto, forced, or suppressed flash. So a further cool feature with this device is the fact that you can connect via Bluetooth to this device via the Wide Evo app, which is available for Android and iOS for printing photos from your phone. And you can also use a remote shutter function for this. So you can place the camera down or even on a tripod, because it is built with a 3.5mm screw at the bottom, so you can put it in a tripod, set up the timer, or use the remote shooting function. Plus you can update firmware with this device as well as use the discovered feed. Some other extras is the fact that it has a selfie mirror built into the device. Another cool feature is the fact that you have a physical print crank, which is a fun analog touch, which is actually quite a cool talking point to print photos from the device. And since we're talking about cool analog touches, you also have all the other dials and stuff around for the different effects, the film styles, and even a dedicated film style button as well. So who is this device intended for? I always give you the story of instant photo lovers who value creative control and all of those things. But again, this is also a wide print device. So it doubles as a print device, so that meaning you can print some of your pictures in the wide format, but also it gives you the ability to actually shoot with this device as a digital camera. And you can store that obviously on your SD card. So that makes it even more perfect for people who love group photos, landscapes, and even those creative shots, because of all the different configurations that you can do with this device. In terms of its retail price, right? So this was launched in February of 2025, and it retails between 6,500 and 7,200 rands. And the pack of wide prints, the 10 pack, retails for about 200 Rand, and then you also get a 20 pack which also retails for about 400 Rand. Now, coming down to the pros and the cons, I think one of the first pros is the fact that you get wide format prints, twice as large as your mini prints. The second pro is the fact that you get a hybrid workflow. So you can print, you can take photos, as well as you can store and share them efficiently. The third pro is the fact that we get up to 100 different effect combinations, plus the digital controls and the 5 film styles, which unlocks creativity and flexibility. We also have the fun design touches like the print crank and all the designs, which as much makes it feel old, well, not old, more like retro, but gives it a premium feel to this device as well. And I think the fourth one has to be the fact that you have the app which enables remote shooting and smartphone printing and social media sharing. When it comes down to the cons, I think the first thing is the fact that it is quite a high price for an instant camera. And the second has to be the fact that the lever to actually take out the photos is slightly awkwardly placed, but this is also a square design, which makes it even more challenging, like when you're trying to take a selfie. It is actually quite awkward, right? The third con has to be the limited internal storage. I mean, 45 shots and only printed images can be transferred to your phone via the app. The fifth is that battery life is slightly limited in terms of 100 shots. So it's not exactly the kind of thing that you'd go the whole day shooting or, be a heavy photographer would. It still remains that fun, functional type of shooting device as such, or focused type of shooting device would be better, a better way to say that. Now, if we had to compare this device, if we had to compare it to something like the Mini Evo, this has much larger prints, a wider lens, but a similar storage style and similar battery performance. On the other hand, if we had to compare it to something like the Wide 400, this is much more compact and gives you the digital experience with it, but it is obviously much more pricier. Now, I love how much Wide Evo blends the digital ease of an analog camera, and yet you get the ability of seeing the picture before you print. And the print crank, I must say, is much fun, and it was actually an amazing talking point because I took this device and I shot with it at Comic-Con Africa 2025, and I was taking photos of cosplayers and giving them a physical print to remember the day. So a huge shout out to Fujifilm for enabling me to do something like that. And truly speaking, the creative control is unmatched with this device for an instant camera. But the price is slightly steep, and I found the shutter lever actually takes some time to getting used to. And if print size and effects are your priority, this is a standout choice by far. But if you're on a budget, the Wide 400 and the Mini Evo might slightly be better for you. So that brings us to the end of this review, guys. Again, a huge shout out for Fujifilm for letting me take this device to Comic-Con and enabling like nearly 30 or 40 cosplayers to have a physical memory to take home with them after the event. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by clicking like it if you did. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Guys, thanks for watching. My name is Prashant and I'll catch you in the next video.